for Bryan Hoch, MLB.com, Yankees supporter. So, Brian, I'm going to ask you a few burning questions with the Yankees.
Burning questions. Here they go.
Okay, can they fix this bullpen in time for October?
They're going to have to. Yeah, it's been a rough go here. And you see encouraging signs once in a while. The series before this one, you looked at that and said, okay, I see the pieces starting to fall into place here. But Bednar's been great since he came over. And then I have questions all up and down. And, Fernando Cruz looked like he had found what he was looking for when he came back from the IL. That seems to have gone away here. Luke Weaver hasn't really looked exactly the way he did before the injury in Los Angeles. And so those are some pretty significant questions there. Devin Williams has had a really bumpy year, not what we anticipated when he came over. So they still got time left on the clock. That's what I would say if they figure it out. But they got to do it pretty fast here because, especially in postseason baseball, that's so important because your starting pitcher is probably going to only go 5 or 6. Games are going to get decided by the bullpen, and if the Yankees don't have that bullpen, it's hard to see them going very far.
So I'll stick with pitching. If you're giving me your Yankees playoff rotation right now, who are we firing 3 with?
3?
Yeah, let's go with 3.
Okay, so the obvious ones are going Fried and Rodon, 1 and 2. And then, I was just writing something about this recently. For me, you can make a case certainly for Will Warren. I think for Luis Gil, Rookie of the Year last year. But for me, give me Cam Schlittler. Give me the guy who's throwing 100 miles an hour and can really make a difference there in a playoff game. And I think that he can shut down an opposing lineup. I think that especially if it's a team he hasn't seen before or they haven't seen much of him, I think he can give you a really good start. So I think he can be a difference maker in October for this team.
Do you think someone like Will Warren or Luis Gil can help their bullpen problems? Maybe you'd be used as a piggyback for a few innings to fill a void?
Totally, and I'm glad you brought that up because that is one way that you can solve the bullpen problem right here. Is that obviously you're not going to go trade for anybody. You're not calling anybody up at this point.
Yeah.
But you do have those guys on the staff, and you can collapse them in there, and they can give you some bulk. They can give you 2 innings, 3 innings. And I think that if you get in a situation there where, as I mentioned, your starting pitchers are not going all that deep in the game, you're looking for 5 and fly from some of these guys, then that is a perfect bridge to get you the back-end guys that you do trust there.
Do you think this Yankees offense is more trustworthy than the offense we saw last year in October?
I think it's a more complete lineup, and I know we were saying that even in spring training. I remember talking to you about it.
Right.
It's like top to bottom, they're a better lineup. Last year, you went into the postseason and you said, all right, it's a Soto and Judge show, and then we'll see what happens with the other guys.
Right.
Cody Bellinger is a perfect example of somebody who's lengthened this lineup. And Trent Grisham, I mean, we didn't see this coming. If you told me in spring training that Trent Grisham was going to have the kind of year he had, I don't think I would have believed you. So he has been a really big breakout contributor for this team. And Jazz Chisholm make a big impact on this team. Look at what Jazz has done from the day they traded for him to today. That's a pretty good season. I think you'd sign up for that. And so I think he's exceeded expectations. So, I think there are more threats. Certainly the bottom of this lineup gives me questions there. But I think they are a more complete 1 through 9 than they were last year.
Thanks, Brian, and best of luck with your coverage.
You got it. Thanks.